Hello, and welcome to Getting Started with 9 through 12 INFOhio resources. My name is Sarah Mowry, and I am a professional instructional specialist with INFOhio. We love hearing your thoughts. This QR code will take you to a professional learning feedback survey. Please open this now so you can see what feedback we are looking for. Feel free to fill out during or at the end of the session. We will post this QR code again at the end of the presentation today, or you can also access the link on the links document. INFOhio is Ohio's pre-K through 12 digital library. At INFOhio, we are dedicated to providing quality instructional materials to every student, educator, and parent across the state of Ohio at no cost. We support pre-K through 12 education with quality digital content, web tools, and professional development. At INFOhio, we believe that every Ohio student deserves the opportunity to learn from high-quality, standards-aligned instructional materials to become a resilient, lifelong learner who contributes to society. In alignment with Ohio Department of Education's Each Child, Our Future strategic plan, we support the core principles of equity, partnerships, and quality schools. Our objectives for today are to provide you with a short introduction to INFOhio and what makes instructional materials high quality. Share the tools and resources that INFOhio licenses for free for all Ohio students, educators, and parents, and to share additional professional learning opportunities that INFOhio offers so you can continue your learning. Quality instructional materials make a difference. Studies have shown that using high quality, coherent curriculums and instructional materials lead to student growth in learning and achievement. For over 20 years, INFOhio has been providing Ohio schools and districts with quality supplemental resources available at no cost. Before we look at how schools and districts can choose the high quality instructional materials they need to support student achievement, we first need to explore the characteristics of these materials. What makes instructional materials high quality? The answer is not always simple. It requires combining the research of several educational agencies dedicated to defining and supporting the use of high quality instructional materials in 21st century schools. The words in the cloud above are from organizations such as EdReports, Achieve, and the State Educational Technology Directors Association. It also pulls from other states' definitions of high quality instructional materials, including Louisiana, Nebraska, and Mississippi. These words and phrases reflect what these agencies and states say high quality instructional materials are. As Ohio continues to work on developing the criteria for high quality instructional materials, schools will need to think more closely about what they want their students to experience in content area classes and how their local visions can affect their choices. Take a minute to look at the words in the word cloud and think about the instructional materials you use. If you're familiar with how word clouds work, the bigger the word, the more it was found in these definitions. And ask yourself these questions. What are you doing well in the choice and adoption of high quality instructional materials? What can you do better? What challenges do you face in finding and accessing these high quality instructional materials? Now let's dig a little deeper. Educators recognize that quality instructional materials matter. In a 2019 RAND study, they examined teacher experience with digital instructional materials. In this study, they found that 55% of ELA teachers used Teachers Pay Teachers digital materials in their classroom. Yet, of that 55%, only 37% admitted the material they used was fully connected to their curriculum. The study found similar results among math and science teachers. And full disclosure, not only does this study suggest it, but I too have found myself in this position, depending on the day or the content I was teaching. Quality supplemental materials matter to teachers, and yet teachers recognize the disconnect between the digital materials they are using and the alignment to the curriculum. And instinctively, they know that the instructional materials they use are not always high quality. Teachers spend 7 to 12 hours a week searching online for instructional materials, and many are unvetted. In just this past year alone, 86% of teachers were making their own materials for use in online or hybrid learning situations. And 77% were using resources collected from places like Pinterest and Teachers Pay Teachers, and many of which these resources, these instructional materials are unvetted, and they don't allow for modification, and they aren't aligned to the Ohio learning standards. These numbers are staggering. As we know, instructional materials do matter, and looking closely at the materials you use in your classrooms is important. Every Ohio student deserves the opportunity to learn from high-quality, standards-aligned instructional materials to become a resilient, lifelong learner who contributes to society. Let's take a closer look at some of the resources that INFOhio provides. Let's start at the INFOhio homepage. First, check to make sure you are logged in as your school, district, or as a statewide user. If you are looking for one of the category buttons, if you want to see all of the resources in one place, use all INFOhio resources to see them listed alphabetically. And the hamburger menu on the right side will provide you with additional information to help navigate through the site. And our homepage address is www.infohio.org. INFOhio's licensed digital content is password protected to ensure it is accessible for Ohio teachers, parents, and students only. This video shows users how to log in if they are not authenticated. It also shows how to switch the login from the state username and password to a district or school's specific username and password. We will not watch this now, but it is on the links document for this recorded webinar if you need it. Teacher supports, documentation, and guides for effective use are present with all INFOhio resources. I don't know about you, but before I would use a new resource with students, I like to see what information I could find out about how to use it in the classroom and to get an overview of the resource prior to sharing it with my students and letting them dig in. The I buttons are here to help you preview the resource and get a shareable link as shown here on the grades 9 to 12 resources page. You will see an arrow pointing to what we call the I button or information button. If you click on this button for any of our resources, it will take you to a detailed page about the resource and offers a training and support section to support the use and integration of these resources into the classroom. A link for all the information pages for all of our resources and web tools that INFOhio licenses and has created are available on the links document. This is the Explora for grades 9 to 12 I page or information page. You will notice that it provides ways to share the resource directly to Google Classroom, bookmark the resource, or to share to any other learning management system or LMS, and that's number 1. Underneath those 2 buttons are training and support resources for educators and families. That's number 2. The training and support resources also include a direct link to the product's training site, which includes helpful guides, videos, and more. And then finally, number 3, to open the resource from the information page, you would simply click the green Open button. Let's begin to look at a few of our resources specifically for grades 9 through 12. As each resource is introduced to you today, you will find the information page linked for the resource underneath the title, as well as a description of the resource below this. Additionally, the items you see listed under the teaching and learning boxes are available on the information page for each of these resources. The EBSCO High School Collection eBooks is a collection of over 12,000 unlimited use ebooks across all academic subject areas. Here is the homepage for EBSCO High School Collection ebooks. As you can see, there is a book river that highlights featured books, as well as a variety of categories and genres to choose from. After choosing children's and young adult fiction, I found Little Women. To share this book with students, I would click Permalink on the right side menu and copy and paste the link at the top. Here's an example of what an ebook looks like. Ebooks would be a good option to use for literature circles. They have unlimited use, which means many students can be reading the same book at the same time. There is the ability to download by chapter, which allows students who may not have internet access to still access the book. The gray arrow button, next to each chapter is how you download it. The ability to access ebooks on a variety of devices is very helpful. This is also cost savings because there's no cost to Ohio schools to access these ebooks. There's also a large variety of genres and an opportunity for students to explore author voices outside of the canon. Explora for grades 9 to 12 is a great place to start for research. If your students tend to overuse Google, this would be a great alternative. This is also a great place to find recent magazine articles on current events, journals, images, videos, and primary sources. Explora lets you search many EBSCO databases all at the same time. This resource includes 3 of our most popular EBSCO databases for research: Academic Search Premier, Points of View Reference Center, and Science Reference Center. Here is the homepage for Explora for grades 9 through 12. A couple of things I want you to notice. I began a search for climate change, and it automatically began populating keywords for me. This is a really helpful feature. The other arrow is pointing to curriculum standards. When you click on this, it opens a new window where you can search for a specific standard. This provides you with search strings or keywords to use when searching by specific standards. In this example, I searched for 9 through 12 environmental science standards, and you can see there are several search strings that you could use to find articles on that standard. Many of the topics include a topic overview, which provides a great place to start for research purposes and to help provide background knowledge on a topic. On the left side are filters, which give you the ability to refine your search results. In this example, I wanted recent information, so I limited the articles between the published date of 2021 to 2022. I also wanted magazine articles only, and I needed a Lexile range of 700 to 900. This gave me 57 results. I found a PDF of an article that I think will be good for my students called Trapped in Ice. To share, simply click the permalink and copy and paste the link to your students. And do we have any world language teachers listening, or ELL teachers? Transparent Language Online is a web-based learning platform with more than 100 languages, including English. It includes listening, reading, speaking, and writing activities. This year, teacher licenses were added to Transparent Language Online, or TLO, as we like to call it for short. This allows teachers to create classes, enroll students, create lessons, and monitor student progress. Teachers can request an account by following the directions on the TLO information page. Activities include produce and say it, produce and write it, unscrambling the sentence activities, and a lot more. I encourage you to sign up for a TLO account if you haven't already done so. As a parent of a 6th grader, I have signed my daughter up to learn Spanish. To create a teacher account, there are some simple steps to follow. First, you need to create a TLO account simply by opening the resource and clicking on Sign Up. Then you fill out a form to request instructor level access. That form can be found in step 2. INFOhio will verify you as an instructor and then send you an email when your status is changed to instructor. You will continue to log in the same way that you did before through the INFOhio website. Science Online is an ideal resource for students in grades 6 through 12 and includes all fields of science and mathematics. You can browse instructional materials by type, and there are also topic centers for many fields of study that include videos, diagrams, articles, and more. You can also locate resources using the Search by Standards option, and then select from articles, videos, animations, and simulations. So search options, search by standards, Ohio Learning Standards, and then you click entries related to the standard. And that's where all of the different types of material will populate. To share any articles from Science Online, click the share button underneath the title of an article. A window will appear with the record URL. Simply copy and paste this URL into your LMS to send students directly to this article. Today's Science provides high interest science news articles and is a great complement to the Science Online database. There are science research topics, videos, and discussion questions. The conversations with scientists are video interviews with current scientists asking them about what excites them about their work and what got them involved in science. In addition, they are to show students that scientists are real people and that research is done by real people. There are also editorial cartoons, which one is featured here on the screen, with discussion questions and talking points and crossword puzzles. Today's Science includes a section just for teachers called Curriculum Tools, with supports for teaching with primary sources, editorial cartoons, conducting experiments, and more to support teachers. Here is an article from Today's Science on mitochondria. This article includes discussion questions to make it easy for teachers to help students develop a deeper understanding of the content. You can also browse by standard in Today's Science. At the top, there is a Browse Standards button, and I limited my search to 12th grade science. After choosing the standard, you have to scroll through the results to see all the different branches of science. It begins with environmental science. I scrolled to physical science and forces in motion and clicked correlations. This provides me a list of articles and content that correlates with the physical science forces in motion standard 2. Many of you probably remember seeing the large World Book Encyclopedia sets in your school library, or maybe you even had a set at home. INFOhio licenses the online versions of the World Book Encyclopedia for ages pre-K all the way through grades 12. World Book Student is the ideal resource for students in grades 5 through 10 and provides access to updated content in ebooks, videos, and article format. Here is the World Book Student homepage. Click Educator Tools in the top right corner and find Curriculum Correlations, where you can search by standard, graphic organizers, lesson plans, professional links, and web quests. In this case, I chose 7th grade Ohio Learning Standards for Science. I chose the standards on biomes, and 78 materials correlate with that standard. World Book Advanced is the World Book resource ideal for grades 9 through 12 and includes more advanced text. Students will find ebooks, videos, articles, and primary sources. Here is the World Book Advanced homepage. A couple of things I want to point out are the 2 options in the top right corner, in the headlines and research and resources. in the headlines populates current event articles focusing on hot topics around the world. Research and resources provides many options for educators as well as students. I'm going to highlight educator tools. Beginning with curriculum correlations, I would like to find articles that align with 11th grade social studies content. I clicked on the hyperlink in the search results for the standard about Declaration of Independence, and 9 different articles populate. Another option in educator tools is teaching with documents. This provides you with lesson plans that feature one or more primary source documents. Clicking on any of these categories provides a list of lessons and primary source documents. Each lesson includes discussion questions and activities. World Book's web quests can be found by going to Educator Tools in both World Book Student and World Book Advanced. These help learners develop skills to find, use, and evaluate information, which is an important 21st century skill. These can be a good introduction to using the World Book databases for the first time, or great for developing background knowledge about a topic. These web quests can be printed or sent digitally in an LMS. In addition, the corresponding articles from the World Book Encyclopedia can also be printed. For additional information about these web quests, there is a link provided on the initial slide for World Book Student and World Book Advanced, and the link is also in your links document. INFOhio provides many quality resources available at no cost. A link to these flyers is in the links document. Share this flyer with your colleagues to promote awareness of the quality content from INFOhio. Before we continue to the professional learning opportunities available through INFOhio, let's think of a standard topic or subject that you'll be teaching soon. Select a resource to explore and find supplemental teaching materials that support what you'll be teaching. And then don't forget to share what you have found with your colleagues. So hopefully after the webinar today, you'll be able to take some time to do this. Now our professional development opportunities. We have independent learning, INFOhio certification, and personalized training. INFOhio offers flexible and personalized training and PD on INFOhio campus, which is what we call our professional development page. Specifically, we'll be looking at the learning pathways and the Learn with INFOhio webinars. Each learning pathway is a collection of classes. These 4 classes are a sample of the classes that are available in the 6 to 12 learning pathway. Each class is available at no cost. It includes asynchronous lessons and there's no registration required. The option to earn a contact hour certificate is available for each class. The See What's New webinar series featured all of the resources that are new to INFOhio this year. They showcase the new and updated for some of the resources that we discussed today, such as Today's Science, EBSCO High School and Education ebook collections, and Transparent Language Online. Now, how do you stay connected to INFOhio? You can connect with us by receiving our newsletter. You can read our Teach with INFOhio blog or follow us on social media. If you go to the link, the Connect link on your links document, it will take you to all those options. We have just created an INFOhio community group on open space. We will be using this to replace our listserv, which will be retired on December 31st. To sign up for an account and join the INFOhio community group, please find the link on your links document for this group in open space. Are you growing the use of digital resources in your school or classroom? We would love to hear from you. Fill out the survey. The survey is available on your slide here, and it's also on your links document. We would love to feature you on our website or in a biannual newsletter. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to learning more about how INFOhio works for you, your students, and your children. Also, if you don't do so already, follow us on social media. All of our links for Facebook, Twitter, and our Instagram pages are on that links document. We would love when you're using INFOhio digital resources. You can also catch up on INFOhio's news, on our latest updates on INFOhio's digital tools and resources, and all of those go straight to your feed. And again, we love hearing your thoughts. This is that same QR code that takes you to our professional learning survey. We'd love to hear your feedback. You can either type in that bit.ly, scan that QR code, or the link is also on your links document. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.